Yo, yo, it's your boy, Jordan. Two Broke Boys review right now. I'm coming at you live. Let me get my notes though. So, and by that, I mean two broke boys, but it's just one broke boy today. Andrew's been doing his reviews and his stuff, so it'll be just me reviewing this today. And I thought I would start off with something a little I guess I did this around October time because this is No Mercy. You hear me looking up just some of the stuff from the card, not all of it. So we're doing No Mercy 2005, October 9th, 2005. Um, in Houston, this is a SmackDown pay per view in Houston, Texas. Toyota Center to be exact, 7,000 people in attendance. Did a 219,000 on the buy rate. Um, main thing going into the show right now is Eddie and Batista feuding for the World Heavyweight Championship. There's a couple other things on the show. Obviously, right now is the big feud between Randy Orton and the Undertaker that would be going into Mania. I think this is going. Yeah, I think they feud into WrestleMania 21, and that's where we're going into. Or no, this is leading into WrestleMania 22. One of the two, but I'm messing up. Like I said, the big match on the card though is definitely Eddie and Batista for the World Heavyweight Title. So we start off No Mercy with the video package, of course. Um, Basically just highlighting those two matches: Eddie Guerrero versus Batista for the world title, and Undertaker versus Randy Orton, but not just Randy Orton, also his daddy Bob Orton, and a casket match, which is the first. I think this is the first ever handicap casket match. So, starting off the show, we get Eminem versus the Legion of Doom, and you might be thinking to yourself, "Well, Jordan, hold the fuck up. This is 2005. I'm pretty sure Hawk's not around at this point, but no, it is Legion of Doom in Road Warrior Animal, and Road Warrior Heidenreich, and they have their equalizer for Eminem's Melina. They have Christy Hemme. So this is definitely a ragtag thrown together tag team, which WWE never does that anymore nowadays. This was only a one time thing in '05. I swear it never happens again. Um, so Eminem comes out first. They're making their entrance. Melina's wearing a shirt that just says Miss Bitch on it, and that that just made me laugh. I had to go on and acknowledge that. LOD's making their entrance. Taz says, well, it's funny because Taz brings up the fact that Heidenreich and Animal are rocking the dog collars, and their shoulder pads. But for some reason, he realizes that Christy Hemme would not wear a dog collar, and it catches him off. So he just really wanted to see Christy Hemme wear a dog collar. So Animal starts off the match against Nitro. Animal starts off slamming Nitro, and then he immediately is blown up and tags in Heidenreich, which shows you the state of where this match is going to be. It's pretty much Heidenreich probably carrying the load. Heidenreich and Christy Hemme. Yeah, this is a 6-man tag, not even a tag team match. So yeah, it's probably going to be on Heidenreich for most of the work, and Eminem, I guess, are just going to work around him. So Heidenreich gets tagged in, and he lays out Nitro with a sick clothesline. I think Nitro does a Rikishi flip bump off of it. Nitro manages to go after that and tag in Mercury. Mercury is now in working. He's working the shoulders on the shoulders and arms, trying to get the power game away from Heidenreich. Heidenreich tags back out to Animal, and Mercury starts doing the same to him. They managed to, in the first 5 minutes, hit the snapshot on Animal, but the ref would not get control of the action because it's basically already breaking down between Melina and Christy Hemme, and there's going to be a cat fight at this point. Finally, the ref finally gets all control of it, and there's a cover from Mercury, and Animal kicks out at 2. Animal is still getting worked over by the younger Eminem, Mercury, and Nitro. Rarely Melina, but Melina does tag in, and she ends up hitting a flying head scissors onto Animal, and Taz from ringside screams, do that to me, brother, do that to me. And after that, we get a tag out. I realized in my notes, I go from calling him Nitro to Morrison, so I guess this is John Morrison now, not Johnny Nitro, but Nitro gets tagged in for a flying nothing. He basically dives out to the fucking... I think he dives out ringside and misses Animal and smashes like his hands and fists into the barricade. By the way, again, I did this back in October. If I don't remember all the spots from it, it's probably because this has been a fucking month now. So, forgive me there, please. This is me also doing this by myself, first time ever. Christy Hemme gets tagged in, and Christy Hemme and Animal hit the heart attack on Melina. Things start really breaking down right here. Christy finally hits a Hurricane Rana on Melina, and then Animal and Christy for the finishing move hit a Doomsday Device on Melina. Don't know how she was able to, or not afraid to just take that bump from Animal, knowing his Doomsday Devices. Christy shoots the pin, and they win. That does it. It is a 6-man tag that probably went about 7 minutes, maybe. Let me just see right here. Yeah, no, it went like not even 8 minutes. So after we get that out of our way to hype up the crowd, really, we get a segment backstage between Batista and, well, it's Batista getting warmed up. And, he's all looking all jacked, all jiddly jacked Dave Batista as he can be. And Eddie walks up on him. And Eddie tells Dave, hey, good luck tonight. You're gonna need it, brother. And Batista is not happy with Eddie at this point. He, there's still a little bit of the friendly competition there, but it's really much, can Dave trust Eddie at this point? That's the real story going into this match between these two. Segue from that, Simon Dean walks out. Simon Dean's making his entrance, and he's on a Segway. I don't think he brings the plate of burgers with him on the Segway. I think he has people walking the burgers out first. Why are there cheeseburgers being walked out during a Simon Dean match? Well, if you didn't know, No Mercy 2005 was also where we get to see Bobby Lashley versus Simon Dean in a match stipulation where if Simon Dean beats Bobby Lashley, he'll eat a whole bunch of cheeseburgers. I think it was like 20 or something. I don't remember the specific number, but it was a plate full of cheeseburgers, if you can see right now. Simon is cutting a segment. He's letting everyone know in Houston that they're all fat as hell. And Bobby Lashley is also fat as hell, apparently. And he's pathetic. He's going to eat all these burgers tonight. That's what Simon said. Word for word. Trust me on it, brother. Bobby makes his entrance. He comes out here, and he just immediately starts off with the power. With just the power moves. I'm guessing the power slam. I didn't have much to write about this. He probably just power slammed him. He fucks up he knocks knocks Simon Dean to the corner on the burgers. Simon's now sitting on a plate full of burgers, just burgers all over his ass. And at that point, Bobby Lashley grabs him for the alley-oop out of the corner sitting down, and it catches him with a Dominator. He kind of fucks up, but he catches it. I don't even want to rate that match. It was a squash. It was nothing. But, oh boy. Backstage, we get an interview with some dude in JBL and Jillian Hall. JBL says, Rey Mysterio, you're a nobody, and you wear a mask because you're fucking ugly, bro. Rey Mysterio's like, yo, what the fuck? Here's a mask for you, homie, and your ugly ass moly assistant. Jillian Hall at this time has a giant fucking wart on her face, and someone needs to get that thing off of it. I don't know why they thought this was a good thing for her. I don't know why they. I I truly believe that the end game for Jillian's mole was just to be eaten by the boogeyman, and hey, for once in their life, they went through with it. They went through with the storyline, and it paid out, I guess. Uh, Next we have Fatal Four Way. I think, yes, this is a Fatal Four Way for the United States Championship match, and we have Charmel, well, not Queen Charmel at this point, but Charmel nonetheless comes out to the wonderful Houston, Texas crowd to give Booker T, the hero's hometown welcome he deserves, and the crowd loves it. The crowd really is behind Booker in this match. Then Christian and Orlando Jordan and Chris Benoit, the rest of the fucking peanut gallery come out. Booker T immediately starts working on Orlando Jordan. He's hitting him with chops. He hits him with the arm wrench kick. He hits him, it's a lot. Hold on, I can't do this all in order, but I'm gonna try to just hit point for point. Booker T hits Jordan with the chop and the arm wrench kick. Christian takes out Booker with still steps. It's now Benoit and Christian in the ring with Orlando Jordan. Benoit starts going off on Jordan and Christian with knife edge chops. Benoit then suplexes Orlando Jordan onto Christian. Benoit gets the sharpshooter on Orlando Jordan, but it's broken up. It's almost broken up by Christian before Benoit can let it go, and he belly-to-belly suplexes Christian outside of the ring. Orlando Jordan then chokes out Booker with a ring rope or a tag rope. I'm not too sure. Booker starts hitting his big moves. He hits his comeback. He gets the spine buster on Benoit, and Christian breaks it up. Booker then gets Benoit out of the ring. He has a ring to himself, and he goes for the Spinneroonie. Scissors kick to Orlando Jordan, but as Booker's going for the pin, Christian ruins the moment by shit-canning Orlando. A lot of B's, a lot of C's, just for Orlando Jordan. Christian ruins the moment for the pinfall on Orlando, and shit-cans Booker out of the ring. Benoit runs in, and then shit-cans or Christian to get both Jordan and Christian out of the ring, leaving it to Benoit and Booker. Benoit, he throws Orlando Jordan into Christian. Benoit going for the triple German suplexes when Christian gets back into the ring. He signals the throat slice for the headbutt. Christian thankfully does not get hit with the headbutt. I don't think Benoit even goes. No, Benoit goes for it, just misses and eats shit. Benoit gets a crossface in on Christian. Orlando breaks it up, and Booker takes both of them out. And Booker takes out Christian and Jordan, leaving it to Benoit and Booker, but Booker takes him down with a sharpshooter and then gets Booker T to tap. So Chris Benoit is your champion, and I think he retains it here. Decent match. A lot of good points in it. I couldn't get all of it with just the notes I wrote down, but it was about 10 minutes plus, I'm guessing, maybe even 9 minutes plus. Good match for the United States Championship. I give it a star rating on the last two. I would give it a solid 3 out of 5, maybe even a 3.5 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5, definitely. Backstage, we get a catch up with Charmel and Booker. Charmel says, "Booker, you're a loser," and I'm pretty sure, I fucking don't remember who the fuck runs into both of them. I think it's Mr. Kennedy. Yeah, Mr. Kennedy says Booker is a loser, but Kennedy is a winner. Okay. And he just walks away and makes Charmel look at him like, yeah, Kennedy's a fucking winner. What about you, Booker? Pretty sad for poor old Booker T in his hometown of nonetheless. Bobby Lashley is backstage. And boy, oh boy, of course we're catching up with him and Simon Dean. How are they doing? I closed my phone because I just threw my hands in the air looking at the notes. They're doing perfectly fine. Bobby's just doing what any good man would do, and that's bullying Simon Dean into overeating. Simon Dean says he can't fucking eat no more. Stop it, Bobby. He's gonna shit himself. Benoit's backstage in a WWE Instant Access booth. I don't know what that is. It's 05. I don't remember what fucking Instant Access booth is. I threw my phone. Whatever. Mr. Kennedy comes out. Now, Mr. Kennedy is making his entrance to get ready for a match. He cuts a promo saying that this is his first ever WWE pay-per-view debut. And he says that every man should fear that backstage, because he's going to do what they can't do even better. Hardcore Holly then comes out, doesn't say shit. They just get ready for a match, I'm pretty sure. I wrote fucking nothing for this match. Oh my god, Andrew, I'm so lost without you. I have nothing for this. I don't think... Really racking my brain right now, being 100% with the fans, with y'all, the audience. There's not much to write home about this match. It was a singles match that used Hardcore Holly as an enhancement talent, really. I mean, Hardcore didn't just get fucking, like, stormed over. He didn't get squashed, but he definitely got fucking jobbed out. So, you know, fucking Green Bay Plunge Kennedy wins. Now, Bob is selling his ribs, because his ribs have been taped. His ribs were taped for some reason. I didn't watch the SmackDown before to keep up with this. I just went in this trying to review something. But Bob Holly's selling his ribs, and Sylvain Grenier runs down to beat down his injured ribs some more, just targeting his ribs and body shots on Bob Holly's injured ribs. Awesome. John Bradshaw Layfield versus Rey Mysterio is up next. Thank God we're actually getting somewhere with a little more spice to it, a little more pizzazz. Question. Oh my god. Jillian's mole. How did she get it? Did JBL fucking nut on her cheek and never wipe it off? I'm not too sure. Taz says it's a possum on her face. Me personally, I think it's a possum and nut. Ray gets JBL to chase it. So we're starting off the match now after that fucking beautiful imagery. Ray gets to chasing, JBL gets to start chasing Ray around the ring. JBL is playing cat and mouse right now, and Ray turns around and hits him with a drop kick. Jillian, as I wrote, gets her mole involved. I think she just gets involved with the match and tries to trip up Ray as he's in the ring. But it doesn't work because Ray starts working over JBL's leg to get him off of his vertical base. JBL starts selling the leg and realizes that he needs to get a little dastardly if he wants to beat this fucking, as he calls it, Mexican jumping bean. JBL then slides out of the ring to use Jillian and her mole as a shield. And that only goes so well for a little bit until Ray does his Casadora into the Bulldog, and then they get back into the ring. JBL swipes Mysterio's leg on the steps as he's trying to get back in the ring, and he smacks his face on the steel, which gets JBL the advantage as JBL brings him back into the ring and hits a fallaway slam. JBL then repeatedly going for a cover, 1-0. Another cover, 2-0. JBL almost kills Jillian. I don't know if this was like I'm guessing like they went outside again and JBL almost smacks into Jillian, but he doesn't. Which, I mean, JBL's moves basically him smacking into you is a clothesline from hell. So Ray then moonsaults on JBL for a 2 count after they come back inside the ring. Ray finally gets him enough ready to drop kick the leg, take him out for the 619. But Ray 619's on JBL. He just can't hit the West Coast pop. What the fuck happened here? JBL. Ray 619's on the JBL. but he can't hit the West Coast pop. And JBL ducks. So Ray comes down off the ropes basically. He goes for West Coast pop, but he can't pop off of it basically. So he comes back down, and then there's like a do-si-do spot where Ray goes underneath JBL, which is a fucking stupid fucking idea, knowing what JBL can do, which he does. He turns around and clothesline from Hell's him and fucking kills him. JBL wins. Not a bad match. Not a bad match at all between those two. They would go on to probably have better matches. WrestleMania 25 is the one I think of immediately. Or, no, wait, was that Punk? It was one of WrestleManias. I think it was 25 or 26. I'm not entirely sure. I think 25 was JBL versus Ray for the Intercontinental title. That was a really good one. But this was not bad either. I would say this is a solid 2-star match. I'd give it a 2. Randy Orton versus Bob. Oh, no. Fuck. Randy Orton and Bob Orton go against The Undertaker in a handicap casket match. There's a little bit of a promo here, a video package, basically detailing the story of Randy Orton and his dastardly deeds with his daddy. Basically, they've been harassing the dead man for the longest time, trying to kill his legend and show that they are the biggest legends in the industry, Randy and his daddy Bob. After the promo, we get their interests obviously, and the match starts. Taker gets some shots on both Bob and Randy, switching back and forth like he's just hitting the right stick, trying to change his targeting every 5 seconds. And then finally, the numbers game is just too much of an advantage. Taker's backed into the corner. He gets, numbers start playing. The numbers game starts really taking advantage. Taker gets hit. Taker gets his back on Orton and Randy, on Randy and Bob coming out of the corner, which was enough for Randy to power out. Bob starts taking fucking bumps, which I wrote down because I did not expect Bob was going to get worked over like this. But, Taker's best pure striker in the game. Bob can take some fucking strikes. I just don't want him bleeding everywhere. No blood, please. So Taker tosses the cowboy into the casket. We finally get the first casket spot, and it's just a little tease. He tosses Bob Orton to the casket, but Bob Orton immediately gets out of that shit and slips away. Taker starts focusing back on Randy, but Randy was able to get the better of him and gets back on top. The Ortons start working over Taker to get him halfway into the casket. Taker gets Bob and Randy off of him as he's trying to get back out of the casket and get back in. Taker working on probably, I would say, the weaker one, Bob Orton. Bob takes a big fucking... He sits into the corner. He sits down. As he's sitting there, Taker grabs Randy, starts working over the arm, and he gets the old school done. Bob gets back up to throw a shot at Taker, but he's caught his hand now, and he's going for a second old school now on Bob. But Randy cuts him off. I think he hits the ropes, and Taker's now crotched. Randy and Bob both go... Oh! They get him off the rope, start working him into the corner. Randy and Bob both sit Taker up on the corner, and both Ortons hit a superplex on Taker. Beautiful. But Bob tries to count a pinfall after that because this is his finishing move, and he's never been in a casket match, I'm guessing. But there's no count because it's a casket match. The Ortons go for another double superplex, but Taker counters, and Bob rolls out of the... Wait. Taker counters. I don't know who he hit with it. I'm not even sure if he hit a double lash ride out the corner on both of them, or if he just hit one of them with it. I didn't write this one too well between me and you. Bob rolls out after that into the casket. It's not been shut yet though. Both in the case of the Ortons, both of them have to be in the casket for Taker to win. So Bob's into the casket, but there's no door shut on it. Randy starts working with Taker. Taker tries to get the tombstone on Orton, but he counters and goes over the back, hits him with the backstabber or Orton's backbreaker. Bob gets back out of the casket finally and searches ringside looking for something. He finds a fire extinguisher. Not really much to play yet, but it will come and play later. Back in the ring, Randy and Taker are doing a do-si-do, as I wrote down. Taker goes for a scoop slam again. I'm guessing it's either scoop slam or oh, I just wrote that. I wrote that twice. What the fuck? Bob's still walking around. Bob's been in the casket. He's walking around with nothing to do with his fire extinguisher in his hand. Really lazy, just spot waiting for Bob. If that was if this was AEW, Jim Ross would call him on that, like he's waiting for a dive or something. So Randy chucks Taker out in front of Bob Orton, but Taker says fuck that and just starts throwing fists and elbows on Bob. Taker then, or Randy goes up to the top rope and tries to catch him off tries to hit a crossbody, and Taker just catches him and shit cans him. Fucking Andrew just sent me something. I'm sorry. So Taker catches Orton off the crossbody and shit cans him into the ring post. Taker throws Randy into the casket, but like not inside of it, but just smacks him into the side of it. Then he big boots Bob Orton, but Bob doesn't fucking fall completely. Just kind of sits there and wobbles and then falls again. Taker goes for a steel chair, Taker grabs a steel chair, goes in the ring, and cracks Randy right in the spine with it. But Randy's on the apron, so he falls into the casket. Bob then tries to go. Bob, not caring about Taker with a chair in the ring, is trying to save his son. I mean, as a father myself, I get what Bob was doing. Bob was caring about his family first, not worried about the match. So Taker, I wrote here in parentheses, I have no idea what the fuck is going on here. Taker gets on the apron with Bob Orton, who's like strung out over the rope, kind of like how Roman was laid out when Seth hit him with the chair on the Shield attack, on the Shield turn, yeah. He's laying there, kind of neck over the bottom rope, and Taker fucking grabs him into a triangle choke, and tries to start dragging him into the casket off the apron. I did not expect we're going to see some MMA here, but nonetheless, there's some MMA in here. I mean, it's Taker. That's expected from him. Randy gets up in time from the casket after getting hit with it to stop it from being closed with his dad and them both inside of it. All three men are now in the casket. Taker and Randy are throwing shots at each other in the casket with Bob Orton basically underneath their feet. And they're just standing on top of Bob, punching each other. Randy doesn't give a shit about his dad. He's just trying to fucking beat Taker. Hey, get yours, young man. Get yours. Taker throws a shot that finally knocks Randy out of the casket. But, Randy's out of the casket now, so he can't win the match. He closes the casket with Cowboy Bob still in it. Doesn't count because both Ortons are not in the casket. Taker gets caught with the Orton snap power slam, and Taker's down in the ring. Orton's powdering. He's looking for something. Randy goes to open the casket to see his father in it, and Bob Orton is not in the casket. Bob Orton has pulled a Shaquille O'Neal from AEW and disappeared out the back of the ambulance. Where is he? Will we ever see him again? Will he ever show up later tonight? Is he going to come back in a different dump truck like Braun Strowman? We don't know yet. So Randy's looking for his missing father, and Taker getting that 2016 Brock Lesnar feud in his mind, goes for a low blow and starts low blowing fucking Orton. He starts whooping his ass. Shots, of course, because that's Taker's favorite thing to do, is just beat the shit out of people with strikes. Taker whips Orton for the start of his comeback. Yeah, he whips him into the corner. Taker hits the big boot out of the corner. What is it? Big boot, sidewalk slam, leg drop, or something like that. It's like that, but not probably in that order. Orton cuts him off actually in the middle of it with a perfectly timed drop kick. Randy gets... Oh, no. Randy gets Orton... Ugh, fuck. Randy gets Taker in the corner, but he's facing the wrong way. Taker's like back to him in the corner. He's trying to hit the 10 punches, but it's the back of his head, so fuck no. Randy then refaces him the right way. Yeah, stupid idea. So he can hit the 10 punches, so Taker can fucking last ride him. Of course he can. We get the last ride. The last ride. This is enough. Taker is out of breath, starts struggling to get Orton to his feet. He goes to dump Randy in the casket. But, oh my goodness. What? Bob Orton back in the fucking casket with the fucking fire extinguisher. And he fucking sprays that thing like it's an AK, trying to spray the whole block down on Taker's face. Fucking Orton. Oh, I'm confusing names all over the place with this one. Randy catches blind Taker with an RKO. Bob goes to dump Taker in the casket, but before Bob can dump the Undertaker in the casket, Taker goozles him for a chokeslam. So before he can do that, Randy fucking grabs the fire extinguisher himself and hits Taker with it so he can fall into the casket. But before Randy can close it, Taker grabs him and drags it in. So both Randy Orton and The Undertaker are now in the casket. Bob Orton is out, probably playing with a fucking fire extinguisher. The casket gets closed, but it doesn't count because they're both in the casket. Randy Orton and The Undertaker. The casket then reopens with The Undertaker choking out Randy Orton's life in front of Cowboy Bob's eyes. Cowboy Bob then saves Randy Orton, gets him out of there. Randy hits Taker in the back of the head with a fucking steel chair, like right in the back of his head. Not even like the side or like the back to like protect it. No, this is literally him blasting Taker in the back of the head with a steel chair. Then Randy and Bob both lay on the casket to cover it, and that is the win. A lot of... You know what? We'll go after this. I'll give you my match rating after this, because I think it's the post-match also that helps a lot. After the match, Randy and Bob wheel the casket up the ramp. There are some devious thoughts in their mind. Andrew's messaging me again. Fuck off. Bob leaves Orton. Why did I write that? Okay. Bob leaves Randy. Says, I'm fucking done. Randy screams at Taker, who's still in the casket. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Taker? I'm a legend, damn it. Not a killer anymore. Which is fucking not... That's foreshadowing in like the next 5 seconds. Because Bob comes back after saying, I'm done with this shit. I'm done. And I realize he's not done like he's an old man who's tired and wants to go on with the rest of his retirement. No. Bob's done with this fucking bullshit, with this fucking dead man, with these gimmicks, these lightning, these games, all this bullshit. So he goes and brings a fucking axe and starts chopping the wood. Chopping the wood that, Taker is in. He's in the casket. So, hence, he's chopping wood now. Bob gives the axe to Randy, then. It says, get him, son. And Randy's going to town, chopping a hole in the top of it. Just doing whatever he can to try to fucking signalize that he's trying to murder The Undertaker right here. Big gaping hole at the top of the fucking casket. Why? Is it for air? No, it's because Randy fucking took an axe to a fucking wooden casket. Then Bob Holly is still not done because he goes into the back and brings out, as I wrote down, the gasoline branded gasoline. Do with that what you will. Randy gets on top of the casket and starts drowning it in the gasoline. The gasoline brand of gasoline, not trademarked by us, but by Deadlock. The gasoline all over the casket, in his gear also, which, like, that's fucking expensive boots, bro. You can't just be fucking dousing that shit in gasoline. Shit stink. How you gonna fucking work in the ring with gasoline smelling boots? But Randy don't give a shit. He is specifically trying to fill this hole that he's chopped open with the gasoline also. Taz and Cole are on commentary, just, begging Randy. And not a way you would do if you saw a man trying to kill another man. They're just politely begging him to not burn Taker alive. And Randy says, "You want me to not burn him alive? Well, he's gonna burn in my light." Ooh, sick burn. Then he fucking lights the gasoline casket chopped open on fire. Fucking sick ass Randy Orton hits his pose in front of the flames as black smoke is filling the arena. And as Taz says, what was this for? Why did he do this? For what? And that's the post match. Altogether, I'd give this a 4, honestly. I'd give this a 4. I enjoyed it. I was thoroughly sports entertained with it. I didn't expect Bob Orton to take as much as he was doing. He was taking too much, though. Hindsight down the line, I'm not planning on reviewing the Hell in a Cell match, but I might review the Hell in a Cell match. Who knows? But yeah, knowing what we know now about Bob Orton, his health problems, his health condition even, I just don't think he should have been bumping even. Maybe he shouldn't have been even in the match. After an already dead man was murdered, what can we do now? What can we do to lighten up the fan spirits? Get a racist stereotype out there. Out come the Mexicals. We have not even just one. Get all the racist stereotypes out there. Out come the Mexicals. Cruiserweight title time as Juvi Juice, the great one, The Rock, Juvi Guerrera takes on Nunzio, Lil Guido. For the Cruiserweight title, Nunzio is defending as the champion. I wrote down Taz and Cole are still trying to front like it wasn't a planned spot. Oh yeah, Taz and Cole are still doing their. Hey, that was really graphic what you just saw. What we went through right there, I don't know if anyone's ever gonna live through it. And that's basically how they sounded as they were cutting their promo, or not their promo, as they were talking about, what just happened. But it's okay. We have Psychosis, Super Crazy, and Juvi coming out on the lawnmowers. Bruh, the fans act like they didn't even give a shit. Nunzio comes out, I'm guessing to a dub theme, because I wrote, this sounds like EDM. Yeah, it does probably. Immediately we get a lot of fucking fast spots. So again, get ready for me to not call shit that sounds good or not say everything. Just follow along with me. Trust me. Nunzio and Juvi start off the match trading roll-ups. I wrote down cruiserweight moves 1, 2, 3, and 4, which I'm guessing is a reference to like the Shut Your Mouth, Just Bring It games with the cruiserweight move selection, because that's basically what they were just hitting. Taz calls it. They get to a stalemate. Taz calls it a Mexican standoff. What the fuck? Nunzio's right there. He's not. Whatever. Immediately, Nunzio gets a headlock in on Juvi. They shoot off. Juvi leapfrogs. Juvi hits a tilt-a-whirl head scissors. Then hits a backbreaker. Juvi climbs up to the top rope to hit. Probably signaling to hit a move. Nunzio gets up, and he cuts him off by pulling his leg out from under him off the top rope, which fucking scared me, because I normally see that move done off the middle rope, which looks a lot safer, but off the top rope, like, damn, Juvi's just letting you get whatever you want in this one. Nunzio gets him, it stretches him out into a bow and arrow. Eventually, Juvi fights out and climbs up on top of Nunzio to hit a victory roll, but it leads to a no count basically. Nunzio and Juvi are battling into the corner together. Then they climb up the turnbuckle together. Then they fight on top of the top rope for a little bit, and then they both come down into the middle of the ring with like this top rope double face buster. It's probably a spot that like Nunzio's done before, or even Juvi's done before, but like I've just never seen it in the WWE landscape, so that caught me off guard. They have a double down. Fuck referee Jimmy Corderas. That's from personal experience. Fuck that nigga. Nunzio and Juvi both try to cover each other, but it leads to no avail. They get back up again and fight into another corner. Nunzio gets out of the corner to try and hit a running nothing, but because immediately Juvi follows him out of the corner, and when Nunzio turns around, he hits him with a wheel kick. Juvi taunts to the crowd and says, "Come on, baby!" But it leads to just getting the crowd hype, I guess. Nunzio gets a sunset flip onto Juvi. Juvi pops up from it and gets a dropkick, Jeff Hardy style. Juvi gets a cover for 2 off of it. Nunzio elbows Juvi right into the jaw, but Juvi's not taking none of that shit. Juvi hits Nunzio with a tilt-a-whirl face buster. These men are going all out for this one. Can't blame them. Nunzio cuts off a lot of corner spots with these two. Nunzio cuts off Juvi again in the corner to go for a Sicilian sliced bread, but he misses. Juvi gets on the apron to go for a springboard, but my thug, Big Vito, grabs his leg. Jimmy Corderas, I called it out. The ref sees this shit and doesn't do anything about it. I don't think he kicked Vito out, or none of Mexico's either. Nunzio then gets Juvi to grab on to the bottom rope in the corner for another alley-oop spot. We saw this earlier in the night with fucking Bobby Lashley and Simon Dean. But Juvi kicks him off and gets out of the alley-oop spot. Juvi pulls himself from the ropes onto the top and hits a head scissors to Vito, Big Vito on the outside, which is really fucking cool. Juvi is fired up now and climbs up for another top rope maneuver, crossbody on the Nunzio. Nunzio rolls through it for only a 2 count. Juvi tries to suplex Nunzio, but he goes over his shoulders and hits him with a Scorpion Death Drop. Or no, he doesn't hit him with a Scorpion Death Drop. Let's try this one more time. Juvi tries for a suplex on the Nunzio. He lands over his shoulders and gets him in the reverse DDT position, but Juvi counters that and flips himself around to hit it a Northern Lights suplex and bridges with it. He pulls up from it and keeps Juvi hits the bridge and immediately rolls out of it to pull Nunzio up again for the Juvi driver. It looks fucking disgusting. He Northern Light bridges, flips out of it into a Fisherman Buster. And yeah, it looks fucking disgusting. Pins Nunzio 1, 2, 3. Juvi Guerrera, you new champ. Juventud, the new cruiserweight champion. At that point, Hugo Savinovich grabs the mic. The Mexicals cut a babyface promo. He also interviews Psychosis and Super Crazy. They end with their, I'm guessing, what is their slogan? We are Mexican and we are Mexicools. Match itself, good match. Good match for the 6 minutes they gave it. A lot better than another 6-minute match on this card, which was fucking the 6-man tag or 6 intergender tag between Legion of Doom and Eminem. But I enjoyed this match a lot more than that. I didn't even give that one a rating, but this one right here, this Juvi Nunzio Cruiserweight title match, I'd give it a 3. Now it's time for the main event. And boy, did we get here. But before we get to the main event, we cut back to Simon Dean and Bobby Lashley. And Simon, the camera's caught up to them. Simon has finally ate all the cheeseburgers. Or so he thinks. Because Bobby tells him there's one last burger. And Simon fucking sees it and fucking loses it. He randomly leaves the bathroom and starts puking. Beautiful. We got puke. We got racial stereotypes. Literally, probably back to back. No, back to back. Definitely WWE 05 card. Main event time. Now it's time for the main event. Before the video package, everyone's hyped for it. But I wrote down the promo. But before we can even get to the actual fucking video package, for some reason, this is the story is, can Batista really trust Eddie Guerrero? Eddie Guerrero's kind of been turning heel. I think he already did turn heel on Ray, but now Eddie's trying to warm up to Batista and get cozy with him and try to swindle him. But we're trying to see, is that really what Eddie's tactics are? Is that really how Eddie feels? This match does a good job of explaining that. Let me just say. But I did write down Cole on commentary before the video package just says, "Tonight, will the real Eddie Guerrero please stand up?" Oh, I want to fucking throw something so badly. So at this point, Cole has lost his mind and he's just saying shit to say shit. We get a video package of Eddie explaining that he is a new and improved Eddie Guerrero. Eddie says, "Everyone knows my addictions, but I have a new addiction. Respect." Beautiful. In the promo, Dave says, "We're friends, Eddie, and we don't gotta shake hands, bro. We gotta hug." That's true friendship right there. Batista trying to let Eddie know that he reciprocates the friendship back to Eddie. Eddie wants to know after they have a match on SmackDown if they can still be Eddie wants to know if after the match on Mercy if they can still be friends. Batista says, "Of course, Eddie, we are friends." They show a clip of a match of Eminem and Eddie and Batista. Eddie goes to swing at Mercury with a chair, but he moves, and Eddie ends up hitting Dave in the back, so he does the light sheet and still passes the chair to Mercury, and fakes the fact that he hit Batista as an accident. Batista goes back and watches the tape, and says, "Eddie, if you screw me, I'll kill you." And Eddie says, "I wouldn't have it any other way." And that's fucking how the promo ends. That's all you need from me. I'm excited for this fucking match already. We get the ring on the phone, and Gangsterline comes on. Bruh. Eddie with the blonde tips and the cell phone thing. I don't know, bro. I like Lowrider first, probably Los Guerreros Eddie. But, this also is really high on my favorite Eddie Guerrero, incarnations of all time. Probably my favorite, actually. Even right now, as I'm writing it, my notes, I wrote, Eddie is just on a different level. He's a different kind of shark. Sign guy has a crowd. He's, red hat sign guy is in the crowd. He's got a sign just saying Eddie's full of crap. The fans still cheer Eddie, though. Batista makes his entrance, and the women are fucking going crazy. There's dudes still going crazy for Dave. Dave comes out all jacked, hitting the machine gun pyro. Michael Cole at this point is just running down Batista's accomplishments. He's got his wiki page in front of him. Michael, I feel you, same here. Dave is jacked out of his damn mind. But Eddie's in the psycho zone, so I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Match starts. They get the bell ring. And the first thing Cole fucking says is, Eddie Guerrero just beat a man last year for a world title. A man of similar size and stature as Batista. Brock Lesnar. And I was not ready to hear Brock Lesnar's name actually dropped on an 05 pay-per-view. Especially after him leaving. Right now, they just start sizing each other up, and the crowd's going crazy for it. Eddie gets an ankle pick on Dave to hit a double leg takedown. And Dave uses his power and his legs to push him back off. They circle again around the ring. Eddie again trying another, almost mat base technique with a single leg high crotch. He fucking goes for a takedown into a fireman's carry. And Dave wants none of that shit. He says, fine. How about this then? And goes for a test of strength. But, Eddie fucking he's got more pride right now than brains and more heart. So he goes for the test of strength, which is not a smart thing to do against Dave Batista. Eddie gets his fingers broken and gets them wrenched. Eddie, being a smart man though, I say he didn't have a lot of brains. He's proven me wrong. Eddie starts using the ropes to get extra leverage in the corner to start fighting back on his own test of strength. Eddie, still with the test of strength on, kicks Batista a few times in the ribs. Batista says, fuck this shit, and he bails him off the second rope. Eddie fucking powders out and is pacing back and forth outside. Dave is ready to go. Eddie looks looking like he's trying to slow it down at this point. So Eddie comes back in, and Dave gets Eddie in a headlock. I'm writing Dave and Eddie. I'm not writing Batista and Guerrero. Eddie tries shooting Batista off the headlock, but it is not going. Batista says, not today. The crowd still loves Eddie. They really do. They're going crazy for him. Also, this is basically, I would say it's his hometown, because Houston and El Paso are on two different sides of Texas, but it's his home state. Eddie's going to have a lot of love in that crowd tonight. The crowds, like I said, still love Eddie. Eddie starts throwing his shoulder. He starts shoulder tackling Batista in the corner right into the gut. Batista firing back on Eddie, pulls him into the corner, hitting his signature shoulder thrust. This time, another shoulder thrust. Batista runs at him, but Eddie gets out of the way, and Batista smacks shoulder first into the turnbuckle. Batista gets Eddie back into a headlock, though, after that. And Eddie manages to fight out into the top wrist lock. But just as Eddie was about to get out of a transition out of the top wrist lock, Dave wraps him back into another headlock. A lot of mat-based wrestling in this one. It reminds me a lot of the SmackDown 6 era. You could still say 05 is that time period, but it's really not at this point. I think even Angle's not even on the card. Angle's gone. Really the last few people of that era is Ray, Eddie, Benoit, especially on this show. But back to the match. Eddie gets wrapped back into a headlock, and Eddie goes to shoot Dave Batista off into a shoulder and hits a shoulder tackle, but again, Eddie just tried to shoulder tackle Dave Batista, which is not an easy thing to do. Batista picks up Eddie and scoop slams him like he's CM Punk. Eddie at that point leaves. He rolls out of the ring. He is frustrated as all hell. Eddie then goes to grab a chair out of frustration and then contemplates using it. He takes the time to really, understand the fact that, damn, do I really want to go out this way and just cheat and not even get the win if I use this fucking chair in front of a referee? So he says, nah, bro, fuck it, and chucks that shit. Eddie then turns to go back into the ring, but Dave is there. Yeah, Eddie then slides back to the ring after contemplating using the weapon, but immediately Batista's already in the ring, waiting for him, and fucking goozles him, and was asking him, yo, you really about to use that fucking chair on me? And he's like, the fuck's that shit all about? Batista chokes Eddie out and tries to drag him back in the ring over the apron, but Eddie gets the throat and hot shots him off the top rope. Dave falls onto his gut, which was he's already positioned in for a turnbuckle move, which if it's Eddie Guerrero, it's a frog splash. But Dave is on his back, or he's laying on his gut, so his back's facing up. But Eddie don't give no shit about no spinal injuries, and he just goes for his frog splash right on Batista's back. Starts working over the back of Dave. He gets a pin on Batista, but it's only a kick out at 2. After a frog splash, damn. Eddie finally knows where the weak point is on Dave. He starts laying the boots into Batista's spine, his back. Eddie starts working over Dave Batista's back. He locks in a body scissors sleeper hold double maneuver. As they're in the cradle of the body scissors sleeper hold, Eddie then maneuvers his body to get a pin, but it's only for a 2 on Batista. Eddie's just keeping the sleeper hold locked in on Dave, but Dave starts to power back up. He gets on the one knee and then back up to his feet. The fans are fucking losing their shit for this. Batista then slams Eddie back first into the turnbuckle, but Eddie's still going on to try to target Batista's back. He ends up getting him into a single leg Boston Crab, which is just working over more of the back, the spine, and even the leg now. Dave just makes it to the bottom rope to get a rope break. So Eddie then thinks, well, what else can I do? Eddie starts immediately going to a turnbuckle pad to loosen it and take it off. But as soon as he starts really loosening it, it gets the better of him. He doesn't want to win this way. He wants to keep using... His addiction is now respect. And it's crazy enough that it wasn't just something he said. It's something that actually applied into this match. Like, he didn't want to win that way. So he decided, no, fuck it. I'm just going to hit Batista with a dropkick to the face. Which, hey, have at it, bro. Eddie then goes back to the sleeper hold body scissors combination. And it's finally looking like it's doing something. Batista is starting to fade away. Batista is starting to lose his grip on his own sleeper hold, or as a fight out of the sleeper hold. But immediately he turns around and bear hugs Eddie, and starts getting Eddie in a wicked bear hug. Eddie immediately has to do the double clap to Batista's ears, get him out of the bear hug. Batista gets drop kicked in the knee, brings him down a knee again on his vertical base. Eddie immediately goes for the lasso from El Paso, but Batista not having that shit. He counters it into a roll up. Eddie kicks out at 2, and immediately gets up. Eddie gets out at 2, gets up immediately, and starts forearming Batista right in his spine, right in his lower back and kidney area. Eddie is beating down on Batista in the corner at this point. Eddie goes to Irish Whip Batista. Then they do a do-si-do. I'm guessing he reverses the Irish Whip and end up back in the same corner where they were going to leave. Dave then charges at Batista. Dave then shoulder tackles Eddie, but Eddie leapfrogs over it. And then, hold on. They were in the corner. They shot out of the corner, came back into the same corner. Then Dave tries to charge out of the corner to hit Eddie with a spear. Eddie leapfrogs over it. That's what happens. Eddie leapfrogs over the spear, and Dave ends up taking out the referee with a spear. Eddie sees that Batista just took out the referee and quickly DDTs him. And then the wheel starts spinning in Eddie's head. He gets this sadistic, sick, nasty smile that just crawls over his face. Eddie grabs that chair from earlier and says, "I'ma fucking do it. I'ma do it because I'm a man." That's what happens when you get that ringtone, that cell phone hit, that gangster lean. You turn into a monster. Eddie comes back in. He gets the chair. He's ready to just crack Batista right in his skull. But Eddie still cannot bring himself to hit Batista. Batista turns back around and sees Eddie throwing the chair out, saying no to it, just completely not giving in to that lying, cheating, stealing Eddie Guerrero. Which, I mean, honestly, as a heel, I think that makes Eddie a little more sadistic. Eddie then tries talking to Dave about the chair. He's like, he didn't want to do it that way. But Dave was not fucking hearing it. He says, fuck that noise. We get a shoulder tackle from Batista in the corner on Eddie. Another Batista spear on Eddie. Batista is hyped. Rope charge. Ultimate Warrior style. Just shaking it. The fans are loving it. This is a fucking really good match for damn near sub 20 minutes. Batista goes for the Batista bomb. And he lifts up Eddie. Eddie then victory rolls out of it for a pin. Uh, then Batista rolls out of it, trying to get his own pin, but he doesn't. He lets it go. Eddie runs into a spine buster, and they double down. Another one. After Dave Batista spends his whole energy resource trying to get the spine buster. He's out of stamina. He's got nothing. He did all that. SVR 7 style. He crawls over to get the pin on Eddie, but Eddie kicks out at 2. Batista then tries like a running little elbow drop on the ground, but Eddie puts his knees up and gets Batista in his arm. Eddie gets up immediately and then uses the advantage of that to get the Three Amigos on Batista. Hits all 3 of them. Eddie climbs up the ropes for the frog splash and goes for it. But Batista moves and he eats shit. Or actually, no, he doesn't eat shit. He rolls, he does the Eddie Guerrero, I missed my move, but he like quarter roll. Like he quarter rolls out of the frog splash to not eat shit. But he does run into a second Dave Batista spine buster. And I don't know if you know it or not, but those are some of his signature moves in some of the newer games. And that gives Batista a 3 count. He pins after a second spine buster. Batista retains. After the dust settles of the match, Batista picks up Eddie and he says, "Good job. You know what? You actually did very well for not fucking cheating." Eddie says, "Thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it." He extends out his hand. Dave says, "You know what, bro? I will shake your hand," and shakes it. Dave turns around, turns his back to Eddie, and Eddie thinks about it again. You could see it. You could see it literally looks like he wants to do it. But before he can even think about it too much, Dave turns back around, and Eddie gets caught. So all Eddie can say is, "Watch your back, little niglet," and leave the ring as Dave Batista sits there screaming in all of his world title success. Beautiful match. I give this one a 4. I give this a 4 out of 5. All in all, if I had to review everything from the show and give the show a full, I'd give it like either a grade. I would probably give it a number. I would give it a number rating, like a star rating. For the whole show, not counting the Heat match because I didn't see that. I'd give it a 3, maybe even a 2.5. A lot of downtime with like the Bobby Lashley Simon Dean stuff, which was kind of just there. I think this was Lashley's also pay-per-view debut. Again, Kennedy and Hardcore Holly trying to set it up for I don't know what, something between Sylvain Grenier and Hardcore Holly. I guess so. Shit. The 6-man or the 6-person tag. Shit. Like, there's good things on the show, like the Fatal 4-Way for the U.S. title. Hell, Mysterio and JBL was decent. I gave it 2, maybe 3. The handicap casket match, the world title match, and the cruiserweight match were all decently good. They all range. Probably my favorite would be I would say the Batista Eddie match. I actually enjoyed that a lot more than I thought I would. So yeah, I'd give this a show probably 2.5 out of 5. I mean, it wasn't bad. There were some things on there. I'd probably even get, you know what? I'd bump it up. Maybe a 3. I'd give it a 3. There was more things, I think, good than bad. Like I said, with like the Cruiserweight title, the World Heavyweight title, the Handicap Casket match, the United States Championship match, and like JBL versus Mysterio. Those were all decently good. But yeah, there's also a lot of filler with like Bobby Lashley, Simon Dean, Mr. Kennedy, Hardcore Holly, and fucking that 6-person tag. Dog shit. Fucking dog shit that 6-person tag was. But yeah, that was my review of No Mercy 2005. You let me know what y'all think about it, and I'll probably try to review more shit. I don't know if it's gonna get uploaded as quickly as this did though, and by that I mean uploaded very not quickly. All right. So yeah, enjoy Bobby Lashley eyeing down Simon Dean's ass burgers. Ass burger. Like he sat on it. Whatever, y'all know what I meant.